Have you ever sensed that some men do not merely dislike you, but seek to tear you down? They shun open debate or honest confrontation. Yet, in the shadows, they sow seeds of doubt, biding their time to strike. These men toil tirelessly in secret to witness your fall. But hear this truth: the moment you refuse to fall into their traps, their power begins to crumble. Their hatred is not mere disdain. It burns like a hidden wildfire, smoldering beneath the earth, awaiting its moment to erupt. At first, their malice is but faint smoke, barely noticeable. Yet when the flames emerge, all lies in ruin. Picture a vulture circling above, not striking immediately, but patiently awaiting your collapse. Such is their way, not bold confrontation, but calculated sabotage. While they scheme, you hold the choice to fall into their snares or rise above their plots. When you refuse their game, their frustration begins to surface. When you cease to follow their script, their schemes unravel. How, then, do you discern these men before their harm takes root? Not through fear or self-doubt, but with clarity and resolve. Stay steadfast to the end. For the final truth I share will shift your perspective entirely. Let us begin. First, they spread falsehoods to tarnish your name. This is among the most sinister tactics of those who not only despise you, but seek your ruin. These are not idle rumors or casual gossip, but deliberate assaults on your honor. Their aim is not mere dislike, but to turn others against you. They twist the truth, magnify your flaws, and paint a false portrait of your character. Their goal is clear: to isolate you, diminish your influence, and blind others to your true worth. They know that once doubt is cast upon your character, you must labor to reclaim trust. This is their desire to render you powerless, alone, and ever on guard. Here, the wisdom of Stoicism shines. Epictetus declared, "Character is destiny. Guard it at all costs." Your true character will prevail if you remain steadfast. No matter how many lies are spread, those who know you, who see your deeds, will discern truth from deception. The key is to preserve your integrity and waste no energy chasing rumors. Let me share a tale of a man named Daniel, a respected leader in his trade. He toiled with diligence, forged strong bonds, and earned his place through integrity. Yet a jealous colleague began weaving falsehoods, whispering that Daniel's success stemmed from favor, not merit. At first, Daniel yearned to confront each lie, to defend his honor, but he soon grasped a greater truth. The truest defense is not to quarrel with liars, but to embody the man your allies know you to be. Over time, the truth prevailed. Those who mattered saw through the deceit, and the schemer's efforts to defame Daniel backfired, costing him his own credibility. For lies are fleeting, but caractère endure. How, then, do you face those who spread falsehoods? First, remain calm. Emotional reactions only fuel their distortions. Second, let your actions speak louder than their words. Be the man you are, and truth will reveal itself in time. Third, refuse their game. Defend yourself when necessary, but do not waste strength convincing those determined to misunderstand you. A man's reputation is built over years. Mere lies cannot undo it. Stay true to your character, and their falsehoods will collapse under the weight of truth. For integrity outlasts all schemes. Second, they seek to sway your emotions. Consider one of the most cunning tactics of those who not only despise you, but aim to control and ruin you: emotional manipulation. Unlike open hostility, this is subtle, calculated, and strikes at your inner peace. They wield guilt, fear, and shame as weapons to erode your confidence and make you question your reality. At first, their manipulation may go unnoticed. They might feign concern, saying, "I'm only worried for you. Brother, you seem unlike yourself." Or stir guilt with words like, "After all I've done, this is how you repay me." Slowly, these subtle ploys chip away at your sense of worth. You begin to doubt your choices, your feelings, your very self. This is their aim: to bind you to their approval, to make you rely on their validation, and to rob you of your autonomy. They do not seek to aid you, but to break you, so you lean on them. When you begin to crave their validation, they have already won. They trap you in a cycle, sowing insecurity only to pose as your savior. Here, Stoic wisdom prevails. Epictetus taught, "He who masters his emotions masters his fate." This means reclaiming your power by refusing to let their words sway your heart. Their influence holds only the strength you grant it. The calmer you remain, the less their schemes can touch you. Let me tell of a man named Ryan, whose companion toyed with his emotions. Whenever Ryan chose a path contrary to this man's wishes, he was met with guilt. "Perhaps I no longer matter to you." Or when Ryan pursued his own goals, the friend sneered, "You're not the man I once knew." At first, Ryan felt the sting, questioning if he was selfish, but he soon saw the truth. Only when Ryan placed his own purpose above their demands did their resentment surface. How, then, do you counter such manipulators? First, recognize their pattern. If someone consistently stirs guilt, fear, or shame when you choose your path, it is manipulation. Second, seek no approval from them. You need no one's permission to live rightly. Finally, command your emotions. The less you react to their ploys, the more power you retain. Manipulation thrives only when you surrender your emotions to another. By reclaiming your mind's sovereignty, their games lose all force. Stand firm, trust your worth, and let no man define your value. If these truths resonate, share your support and join our brotherhood for more timeless wisdom. Third, they provoke you to tarnish your honor. Consider a perilous tactic of those who not only despise you, but seek your ruin. They goad you into emotional outbursts to paint you as unhinged or irrational. This is no accident, but a carefully laid trap. They desire your anger, for in that moment, they triumph. Their provocations seem minor at first: sly remarks, suppléups, or public slights meant to shame you. You strive to ignore them, but they press your weaknesses, awaiting your breaking point. When you react, they step back, feigning innocence, and cast themselves as the victim. Their true aim is not the argument, but to control how others perceive you, making you seem unstable or dangerous. Here, Stoic wisdom guides us. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." The most powerful response to provocation is self-mastery. By refusing to give them the reaction they crave, you disarm their trap. Silence, composure, and restraint are your true victories. Let me share the story of Sarah, a woman whose colleagues sought to diminish her, He mocked her in meetings, dismissed her ideas, and claimed her successes. After weeks of endurance, Zara once erupted, confronting him before all. Instantly, he played the victim, saying, "Sarah, why so hostile?" The room saw only her outburst, not his prior taunts. But Sarah learned. She began to observe, not react. Each time he provoked, she held her peace. His frustration grew, for he had no fuel to twist against her. In time, others saw his true nature, a manipulator unmasked. How do you handle such provocateurs? First, spot the trap if they seek your reaction. Retreat. Second, master your emotions. They cannot shape your image if you remain composed. Finally, let your actions speak by refusing their level. You foil their schemes. Your reputation is not forged in moments of rage, but in steadfast resolve. When provoked, know that silence outshines their words, and self-control overpowers their tricks. Stay calm, stay focused, and let no man script your story. Fourth, they pose as allies to gather your secrets. Beware the deceitful tactic of those who not only harbor hatred, but plot your downfall. They feign friendship to probe your thoughts, plans, and vulnerabilities. Their inquiries seem sincere, asking of your ambitions or struggles. But their intent is not camaraderie, it is to arm themselves against you. They listen just enough to earn your trust, but they collect not memories, but weapons. They may twist your words, exploit your weaknesses at your lowest, or bide their time to strike. Stoic wisdom warns us here. Epictetus counseled, "Reveal not your whole self to all, for not all men wish you well. Guard your inner counsel, for not every smile is an ally, nor every ear a friend." Consider Rachel, a woman betrayed by a false friend. This colleague, ever eager, asked of her career goals and personal trials. Feigning support, she trusted him, only to hear her words twisted before her superiors, painting her in a false light. He was no friend, but a spy in disguise. How do you counter such duplicity? First, temper your trust. Those who listen may not always care. Second, test their intent with trivial details, observing how they wield them. Finally, hold your deepest thoughts close. True allies need not pry into your soul. If their curiosity outweighs their candor, let that be your warning. Share this wisdom if it stirs you, and join our fellowship for more enduring truths. Fifth, they seek to sever you from your allies. Among the darkest strategies of those who despise and aim to destroy you is to isolate you from those who uplift and affirm your worth. They whisper doubts to your supporters, sowing division to leave you alone and vulnerable. Their tactics are subtle, veiled remarks to others, hinting at your changed nature, "He's not himself lately," or twisting events to cast you as untrustworthy. They weave dramas from half-truths behind your back. Slowly, you notice allies drift away, their glances tinged with doubt, their warmth cooling. Their aim is not merely to harm your name, but to render you solitary, stripping away your strength. A lone man is easier to manipulate, easier to break. Here, Stoicism fortifies us. Seneca advised, "Keep company only with those who make you a better man. Your true allies will see through deceit and stand firm. The false will fall away." Let me tell of Emily, a woman rising in her craft. surrounded by loyal comrades. Yet a toxic soul spread rumors, whispering, "Emily's changed," or "She speaks ill of you." Her circle began to shrink, suspicion replacing trust. Emily felt the chill, but refused to falter. Instead of chasing approval, she held fast to those who knew her heart. In time, the truth shone through. The manipulator's lies unraveled, and her true allies returned. For genuine bonds withstand mere whispers. How do you face such isolation? First, see their intent to divide you from your strength. Second, nurture ties with those who see your worth. Let the false drift away. Finally, stand resolute in your truth. No lie can sever bonds rooted in virtue. Your steadfastness will expose their schemes, and your true allies will remain. Sixth, they sow doubt to undermine your confidence. One of the most insidious tactics of those who not only despise you, but seek your downfall is to plant seeds of uncertainty, making you question your own worth and ability. Their words, cloaked as advice or critique, slowly erode your resolve. At first, their comments seem harmless, but a pattern emerges for every step forward. They pull you back with doubt. Their aim is not your improvement, but to weaken your faith in yourself. They want you to hesitate, to second-guess, to falter. Here, Stoic wisdom anchors us. Marcus Aurelius taught, "The disturbance comes not from external things, but from your judgment of them. Your worth is not defined by their words, but by your response." Consider Jake, a man who launched his own venture with zeal. A so-called friend cast shadows, questioning, "Are you sure you're ready?" or noting, "Most ventures fail." You know, these words crept into Jake's mind, stirring doubt. Yet he realized his confidence was his own to guard. Jake refused to let doubt take root. He trusted his path, ignored the naysayer, and pressed on. His venture thrived, while the critic fell silent. How do you face those who undermine your confidence? First, recognize their intent. Words that diminish rather than uplift are sabotage, not support. Second, trust your own judgment. Your path and potential are yours alone to define. Finally, silence their noise. Seek not validation from those who wish you to fail. Your confidence is your shield. Guard it fiercely, and let no man's doubt become your own. If these truths inspire, share your gratitude below and join us for more wisdom. They will stop at nothing to see you broken. Let us speak of the gravest form of enmity, those who not only wish you to struggle but crave your utter collapse. This is no mere rivalry or grudge. Their aim is your destruction, to see you vanquished, irrelevant, erased from the field. It begins as petty competition, sabotage, slander, or slowing your progress. But soon, their deeper intent reveals itself. Every move is calculated. They rejoice in your setbacks, twist truths, and drain your spirit, hoping you'll surrender. If they cannot control you, they'll seek to ruin your name. If they cannot discredit you, they'll exhaust your resolve until you quit. Your resilience is their threat, your existence their problem. Their victory lies in your surrender. Stoic wisdom, through Seneca, reminds us true strength endures hardship without losing virtue. Your greatest weapon is unwavering resolve. Stand firm, and their schemes falter. Let me tell of Daniel, a man envied by a former ally. This foe spread lies, thwarted opportunities, and turned others against him. Daniel nearly yielded, but he recalled his true strength, not in retaliation, but in endurance. He stayed true, focused on his purpose, and let the schemer's own deceit undo him. How do you face such relentless foes? First, refuse their game. They thrive on your emotional response. Second, stay fixed on your path. Giving them your energy strengthens them. Finally, endure without surrender. Your resilience is your triumph. Stand tall and watch them crumble. If these insights fortify your spirit, share them with your brothers and join our fellowship for deeper truths. To stand against such foes, never play their game. They feed on your passion. Focus on your purpose, for their strength grows when you divert your gaze. Above all, remain unyielding. Your steadfastness is your victory. Let them falter in their own designs.